Welcome back. I'm discussing dimensions of cleanliness, and in these days specifically we talk about hygiene in the light of what's going these days, vaccination against viruses, flu and all these things, especially in the flu season, and it has become a serious topic. You can't avoid seeing talks and hearing in radio or watching on television people talking about the flu as people are dying apparently, and it has been there for all the time, but especially lately the discussion about flu. But bottom line, according to many experts, it has to do with hygiene and cleanliness and maintenance and all these things. To shed more light on this topic, not only from a religious perspective, because faith and life, they go hand in hand, I have invited Joanne Gariepi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I don't know how to introduce you. You're an educator, a caregiver, an activist. You do a lot of things over 26 years working in the community in different parts of North America. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we discuss the topic.
Well, I have my degree as a registered nurse. Right now I homeschool our youngest son. I have my own business also and educate people on health and nutrition.
So you're an educator, and also you go and give workshops on nutrition and all these things. We'd love to talk about nutrition because that also completes the topic of cleanliness. But we spoke earlier, and on Friday when I gave the sermon, I mentioned to people in my second sermon about the cleanliness and common sense, and how we as a community we have to take it as a responsibility, because this is part of our faith. As we said earlier, cleanliness is half of our faith. How does cleanliness start?
Well, it starts by following what the Quran says, and obviously with every prayers is to start with your wudu and realize that in the wisdom of Allah, there's wisdom when times like today with flu and everything, we already have education in this, in the wudu, in cleaning your hands up to the elbows and all those kind of things, and keeping your area clean, yourself, your body, your mind, your environment, people that you love around you. So all this is already there in Islam to help you to provide what you need to counteract those challenges.
You know, you said the people around you. Lately people say, and actually I may have said it myself, you know, especially in our culture, and I say Muslim culture in general, people like to hug and kiss. And they mean well. It's very hard when you don't want to hug some people. They may think you don't like them anymore. It's very sentimental, sensitive issue. How would you respond from hygienic perspective? And you know, you're educating the communities, you're going around to people and talking. How do you find that and how to respond to it? I personally find it difficult to people not to shake their hands.
It's true, and it's always tempting to hug people because you like them. But again, in the Quran, they talk about your duty towards others, and first it's to not pass my germs to others. So if I care about them, I'm going to let go what I like to what God, Allah likes. So shake hand is better than hugging. Washing your hands very often, or giving salam is still very acceptable. Stay away from them if you're sick. If you love them, you don't want to pass your sickness, or, you know, even if it's not the big flu, still you want to protect them if you love them. One mention though, in your home, it has been proven that hugs heal or increase the immune system. So the love and the hugs are very healthy within your family, where already you share the home and those germs. But outside of this, I think people right now do understand that the flu is there, salam, you know, and
but you know, it has a big impact on social events. A lot of people think, you know, I shouldn't go to this function or this program or go to the mosque or go to a lecture. It's very, very sensitive issue. And what would you say to people say, you know what, I want to stay home. I don't want to, you know, catch germs or a disease. I don't want to be contaminated. At the same time, we know that those who are sick, they should not go because strongly recommended, they, as you said earlier, they should not, contaminate others.
Well, it's important to be together, and not everybody will be sick. We have to have faith in what Allah gives us and make dua. That's a strong way to stay healthy, first of all. If you follow the requirement, wash your hands very often. Clean your area, what you share with others, like doorknobs and everything in your own home. Make sure everything is clean when you have guests and everything. Clean for them, clean for you. But when you go out, again, try avoiding the hugs or the kisses. Shake hands, but wash your hands frequently. Wash your hands before you eat, after you go to the bathroom. I think simple things like this. If you sneeze, they call it the sleeve sneeze. Sneeze inside the sleeve so it doesn't go all over people, because germs can travel very far. In your sleeve, it gets stuck there, so it won't go very far and it will die quicker. Those are little things. Learn to cough or sneeze at the right place. Wash your hands often, but be with people. It's good for your morale. So it's going to be good in general for your health.
I usually sometimes just pull down my sleeves to open a knob. These common areas, it's common sense. What we're talking about, dear viewers, this is very common sense, but it's good to educate the parents so they can educate their children. What would you tell the parents to tell their children?
It's very important, and it's fun to teach children because they are prone to want to learn. Again, wash your hands often. Keep your hands off your face. I know it's tempting for children. They want to put everything in their mouth. Keep your hands away from your face. Wash your hands often. Again, before you eat, after you eat. And as a mother, keep the counters and everything clean regularly so children won't get those germs. Don't share the food at school with other people or the drinks, or things like that. Be aware that maybe others might be sick. You don't want to bring it to your family.
In our Council of Imams, the Imams decided to have a campaign and ask all the mosques on Fridays that the Imams go and talk to the people and remind them of these very basic things. Someone would say, why would you talk about this? Doctors are talking about it, yes. But also, we have to understand that it is our religious duty to keep ourselves clean and also not to contaminate others and also to do the best to avoid diseases. It's extremely important. Now, these common areas, what would you say? It's very hard, really hard, not to come in contact with common tools. In an office you have a copy machine, computers, different things. How practically could this be? It's going to be tough on people to do this.
It is tough, it's true. And again, it's to wash your hand regularly, to get hand sanitizer, which is available, you can keep in your purse. It's common sense if you want to think before you do things. You won't stop sharing everything, and it doesn't mean you'll get sick because you share something. But again, before and after you eat, wash your hands. Be careful, be aware if you have a coworker that has some symptoms, stay away from them. Another side of it that comes in my mind is nutrition. The healthier you eat, the higher is your immune system to combat all those germs.
And you said it earlier, you're right, because it's proven. You don't need to go study it, we've seen it. The children who grow up in farms or places where there is an existing, environment of germs and viruses, usually are immune. It's amazing how God Almighty made us. I think, and I say, I'm not a doctor, I can't give no advice, but by common sense, for thousands of years, we human beings were blessed with a body that can fight these things and adapt itself.
That's right, completely. So we have to be aware of cleanliness, we have to follow it. At the same time, we cannot over-dramatize either. First of all, when you panic and your spirit is down, that attack your immune system. So we have to be careful to not panic. Mentally, it has, and spiritually, it does make a difference. To eat wholesome food the way Allah made it will help us to fight against those things, or at least to take a basic vitamin, you know, multivitamin, multimineral will help you if you don't have the habit of eating very well. But again, common sense in cleanliness around you, clean the garbage regularly, clean the area around you, stay away from sick people. It's all the basics.